Hello YouTube, so today we're going to be checking in on the planted tank behind me here. It does need some maintenance, but in addition to that, we got some new plants in the mail and also a new light to check out. So we're going to check out some new plants, a new light, compare the light with some other lights, and then just have a good time, so stay tuned. So as you can see, I've already started the water change. I removed a lot of the dwarf chainsword right here. That's where I'm hoping to put the new plants that I'm about to unbox. So we'll let this drain a bit more water, and in the meantime, we will open up this box of plants. Alright, so here we go. Now, this box is pretty beat up. You can see that they tried to fix it. Looks like they ran it over or something, so hopefully everything in here is okay. This might be a bit tricky with all the extra tape they added onto it. Hopefully nothing's damaged too bad. Let's try this side. Yeah, it's real soggy. It's like it got left out in the rain and then run over a few times. It's really not that bad, but not that great either. Be kind of gentle pulling this out. There we go. Toss that over there for now. And we've got some bubble wrap. So, let's see what we got. Looks like 5 baggies. Check out this first one. Now, I've been looking for styrogen reppins for a long time, so that's mainly what I was after here, and it looks like that's the first one we got. So this is a really cool foreground plant. You can see just that little guy. If it's focusing, that's about as big as it gets right there. So pretty awesome little plant, and boy did I get a lot of it. Wow. This is from Scott, so thank you Scott, I appreciate it. The hardest part about this plant is actually planting it and keeping it planted. Now there are plecos in the tank that I'm putting this plant in, but hopefully they'll leave it alone. If you look at this big tank right behind me, I can't really keep anything planted in there because there are some big plecos in there and they uproot everything. So in case you can't tell, I've kind of given up on plants in there, and wherever they grow or wherever they end up, it's kind of just how it is. So let's see what this one is. I don't know what this is, but it's got a good root structure. Ooh, pearlweed, and a lot of it too. Oh, look at this mat of pearlweed. So I wasn't after this plant, but it is a plant that I don't currently have in my fish room, so I eagerly accepted the addition of this plant. So those are the two I knew I was getting. Let's see what else we got in here. I'm probably not good enough to be able to identify these right away. So this, I do have this plant. It's actually in that tank that I'm doing the water change on right now. So it can never hurt to have more of those. I mean, I could be wrong. And the name of it, gosh, what's the name of it? Lobelia cardinalis. That's what I believe this to be. Although it might be like a small form, and it could just be something completely different. I don't know, but that's my guess. Lobelia cardinalis. Let's see what this one is. I'd be really surprised if I make it through all of these with naming them accurately. These are all surprise plants that were included, so it's always nice when you buy plants and who's ever selling throws in extra. I usually always try to do that. Okay, so this is gosh, what is this? My first instinct was to go with bulbitis, but it's not. I know what that is. I can't think of the name of it. I promise I know it, but we'll count that as a fail. Where is the end of this one? Here we go. And this could be just about anything. Maybe Sagittaria, or what, like the Erio? Is that what it is? Erio, E-I or E-R-I-O, something like that. Or it could just be a jungle val. I'm just kidding. It's definitely not jungle val. It might be some sort of Erio. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up the name of this. I know what it is. I just cannot think of it right now. Alright, checking back in on the tank, you can see we are about halfway empty. It is time to refill. I don't think I'm really going to worry about trimming. I'm probably going to have to actually pull out some more of the dwarf chain sword here just to make a bit more room. So let's make a mess here real quick. Get us a few more inches. Toss that over there. You guys know how I like to do it. This is definitely going to get dirty. This is not dirt substrate, believe it or not, even though it looks like it. A really good root structure on these plants. Oh, that's because this is crypt. This is a crypt Willisii. This is a really awesome plant. What else? Just trying to feel around. Might pull this out back here. Feels like kind of crypts and dwarf chain sword. Yep, nice big ball of stuff there. Just throw it all over there. And now we should have some room to work with and plant some new plants. I'm going to work on getting this filled back in, and then while I'm filling this tank up, we'll check out the new light I got. Alright, so this is the Aquaneat. I'm not going to stand in the way so I can pay attention to that tank in the background. Make sure I don't overflow. I probably will. Now this thing is taped up just as bad as that last. See, this is obviously a thin light. I guess I should say this is the Aquaneat light, which is found on eBay and in L.R. Brett's Fishroom. Jeez, it's like they used a whole roll of tape on this stupid thing. Making progress though. Gonna have to sharpen the knife after cutting all this crap. There we go. There went that. That's alright. So this does come from China, but it is packaged really nicely. It's not just a box, it's actually a hard plastic container that it was shipped in. Looks like we got our stand for the end. 2 rows of LEDs on there. I'm not sure what this was as far as price-wise. I believe it was right around $40, maybe $45. This is a 36-inch light. Let's plug it in and see what it looks like. Alright, so this is definitely bright. Looks like there's some blues in there too. So it doesn't look like it's dimmable, which means you can hook it up to a timer. Let's put it on here and see what it looks like. Oh, alright, I'm going to have to use the feet. So it looks like it's not a true 36 inches. Maybe in Japan this is 36 inches, but not here. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is actually a lot less. This is probably like 32 inches. Still not there. There we go. Alright, so let's turn this off. Now, this is not the best demonstration because the water is nice and cloudy. So here's the Aquaneat. Definitely not as bright, but it's not full spectrum either. And then we will turn that off. Pick on the Fluval. Now clearly the Fluval is brighter and looks better, but it's also about 4 times the price. 3 times, I don't know. Now both of them probably look pretty good. So it puts out a fair amount of light. I mean, you can definitely tell. Can't really complain for 40 bucks. So here we are again with just the Aquaneat. And clearly on a 40-gallon breeder, you're going to need 2 of these if you want it planted. You want one towards the kind of the front half and then, well, the front quarter, and then the other one in the back quarter. So something else we can take a look at is I do have a Finnex Stingray right below it. So I'll move that up and let's see what that looks like. So here we are with the Stingray, and surprisingly, this is actually worse, I think, than the Aquaneat. Let's try this. So there's the Aquaneat, and there's the Stingray, and then there's the Fluval. So obviously the Fluval wins out, but we'll run through them one more time. Turn off the Fluval, Aquaneat, okay, Stingray. Now the Stingray, the 36-inch Stingray, I want to say is $56. The Aquaneat is right around that $45 mark. And the Fluval, I think I paid like $140, $50 for the Fluval. So there you go. Now, honestly, what you could really do, and what I did for a while on this tank, is I had the Stingray on the back, and then, move this forward, and then I had the Fluval on the front. And I ran it like this for a long time, strictly so I could get the Fluval over the carpeting plants, and I may have to do this again. I might run the Aquaneat in the back though, and then the Fluval in the front, since I do have the S Repens now. We'll see. Maybe, no, Yeah, I'll probably do that. Why not? So it just so happens I also have a Finnex Planted Plus 36-inch light, which is right around the $130 range. So here is the Finnex Planted Plus, which is a full spectrum light as well. And you can see, well, let's turn on the Aquaneat. So there's the Aquaneat. Take a long look here. We'll give it a few seconds. All right, and now we will try the Finnex Planted Plus. And there's the Finnex Planted Plus. What's better? I'll let you decide. Honestly, for an extra $80, probably going with the Aquaneat. Now, that being said, this is not tested at all. This is right out of the box. It could die in a month. That is true. So just keep that in mind. For funsies, let's turn all 4 on. All right, there we go. That is some serious light. Don't mind the ball of plants over there. We'll get to that eventually. You can see I also trimmed up the liquidia over here. I got a nice ball of plants I'm going to have to put in a different tank somewhere. And we've got dirt everywhere. Not dirt, but crud, grime, substrate, diatoms, whatever you want to call it. But let's get these new plants in this tank and see what we can make happen. Okay, so I got all the plants floating up top here except for the pearlweed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. That's actually for a project that I'm going to start in a couple weeks when I get back from Chicago. So I'll have to find somewhere to put that. Same with the S. repens, that will be going in that tank, but I'm going to try to get it established here so then I can trim it and put it in the next tank and have it in 2 tanks. So I'm going to get to work. I'll probably speed up the video since this is going to take a while, so sit back, relax, and I'll check back in when I'm done. Okay, so let's take a look. As you can see, I've added a power head over here, and in the back I also added a hang-on back filter, an Aqua Clear 50, is that a thing? The middle one, whatever the middle one is, under the 70. And I put the power head on here strictly so that we can try to clear up all this diatom algae, all the dead spaces where all this algae grows, and hopefully that hang-on back filter will pick it up. But we're going to have to give this overnight to clear up. We will check back in tomorrow, so sit tight, or actually it'll be just a second for you, so hang on. Hello YouTube, so we've given this overnight to clear up. Let's take a look at what's going on in here and hopefully things are looking a little better. Alright, here we go. So, you can notice that some have already been uprooted of the styrogen repens, but like I said, we kind of expected that. Got all the diatom algae. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, so we just got to keep up with water changes, keep the filters clean so they can keep sucking it up. But overall, I think it's looking pretty good. I did keep the Aquaneat light on there. I really like the way it looks, having 2 lights on there. It's been a while. I used to run 3 lights on here way back in the day when this was super high-tech. I'll see if I can throw a picture in here. It was well manicured. But since then, I've kind of gone with the jungle look in most of my tanks, and I don't know why. That's just what I'm into right now. So I don't manicure it. I just let everything grow wherever it grows. And I kind of like it, so that's what I'm doing now. Maybe one day I'll go back to that highly manicured look. I don't know. It's a lot of work, and I like the way it looks when it's all jungle like this, so we'll see. I don't know. And of course, I still have the female bettas in here, hiding behind the algae-encrusted glass. Doing well. The other one hangs out usually down here. You can, oh yeah, there she is right there. You can barely make her out through there. Well, I don't know how much more I can zoom in, but you kind of see that bluish tint there. Let's see how far I can go in. Oh, that's doing pretty good today. Got some ratty looking dwarf chainsword, but there she is, resting. So that's neat. Let's see, nothing else going on. Is this guy hanging out down here? There he is, the teleogramma hanging out over here. One of my favorite fish in my fish room. The female hangs out in the back, so I never see her. But this is just a really cool looking dude right here, if you ask me. So overall, I gotta say I'm pretty happy with the Aquaneat light. It does have the blues in there. It would be nice if they threw in a few reds, and maybe there is a model that's like that. Maybe there's a full spectrum model and I just didn't find it. But I love that you do get the shimmer look that you actually don't get with the Fluval, which is kind of odd. And I don't know if the camera is picking up the shimmer at all. It doesn't look like it. But I promise you it is there. So again, it was like $40 or $45. You will need 2 of them for a 40 breeder because they are so deep front to back. But still, You're looking at like $90. If you buy 2 of them, you get like 5 or 10% off, something like that. But I am happy with it. Here you see my one remaining red root floater. I'm hoping that that will multiply in here. We'll see. There is some of the S. repens has uprooted. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with the pearl weed, so it is back in the bag here. And that'll be fine for a little bit as long as you keep some moisture in the bag. The plants will be just fine. Don't worry about it. Although I will have to get them in a tank either later today or tomorrow. I might just put them in the back corner there. I'm not sure. I think they might be a little too delicate for this tank. The rainbows do like to pick at plants every once in a while. There are plecos in here. And with the Teleogramma burchardi down here, he's always going in and out of these plants. Hopefully he stays away from these guys because these really need to take root. But we'll see. Oh, there's a good shot of the female betta. And the other one is out too. Over here. Little white spot on her there. I'll have to take a look at that. See if that's any cause for concern. Speaking of that, all the other fish in the fish room definitely seem to be getting healthier. I did not pull out any dead fish when I came in here this morning because there was none. So that's good. Hopefully everything is better. We'll see. Only time will tell. Alright folks, there you go. I hope you had fun hanging out with me. I know I did. The Aquaneat Led, pretty sweet in my opinion. The plants, awesome. Thanks again, Scott. I really appreciate it. You'll have to chime in the comments and let me know what plants they are. But let me know, out of all 4 lights that we looked at, let me know what you think is the favorite. Still, ultimately, the Fluval is my favorite. But value-wise, that Aquaneat probably beats out the Stingray. I don't know. Let me know. Don't forget, we got the giveaway this Monday on the live stream at 5 p.m. Pacific. So get your Twitter comments in. Use hashtag Steenfott Aquatics. Ask a question to be entered into the drawing. We got shrimp starter packs, gift cards, fish art, all kinds of awesome stuff. So definitely hope to see you on Monday.